And I saved up my money for the first month, and I bought, I think it was a quarter pound of weed. And I started selling weed.
Okay.
And I had 2 kids working for me. Anyways, 6 months later, I had 40 kids working for me.
Wow.
And I was still working at Subway. I was living in my grandma's apartment. The funny thing about it is I could literally throw a rock and hit the police station from where I lived. So that's how I saved up enough money to start my career. And what I would do is I would fly my favorite rappers out. We would do put on a show for them so we could make them money. Plus, I would pay them to do a verse, and they'd stay over at my grandma's apartment. I might get them late or whatever like that. So we'd have everyone from Dilated Peoples to AC Alone to Mixmaster Mike, all come up. And Dell as well was one of the first people I flew up. Ride a 4-year wave of success, doing festivals, 30 grand a night, 20 grand a night, doing shows like 200 shows a year, money pouring in, me still being young. I was like 27 at the time, not handling it well. So with partying and all that kind of stuff, one day a guy who had nothing to do with the club offered me a Percocet. And I was about to do a show in Kelowna, and I popped a Percocet while drinking beer, and that was it for me. Cloud 9, had the best, funnest night of my life. I was like, I had found the answer. Percocets. It was it. No idea that it was synthetic heroin. There was no epidemic at the time. So I started, I was hanging out with these other crazy guys too, and we would do Percocets all the time and drink beer and go to mansion parties, and then eventually that turned into Wednesday nights at my place having a couple girls over to every night having a girl over. I had a sauna in my house and a jacuzzi and the whole nine. Have girls over and drink and pop Percocets, and then it turned into a daily thing where I had the blinds closed to no one coming over, and I'm having the party by myself every night, to being bloated because I'm taking 20, 30, 40, 50 of these things a day, to someone saying, hey, try Oxycontin, there's no aspirin in it. Great. Trying that, to full-blown junkie, to finding out that I'm addicted to basically heroin, realizing that it's not just a painkiller that you can get in your parents' cupboard of their bathroom that's innocent. This is a serious problem. To trying to quit, to experiencing dope sickness the first time, worst thing ever, to flying to Dominican Republic with my girlfriend to try to just get it behind me, to coming back. All I could think about was the drug the whole time I was there, and going full into a deep, dark spiral for 3 years, to losing $3 million, to living in a theater room peeing in pop bottles with my 5 dogs around me for 6 months, not talking to anybody, with Coke plates under the thing in an abandoned house with like junkies coming and going and like alcoholics living in my guest house, to just completely losing my own identity. I had 11 properties at one point, refinancing homes, getting $100,000 at a time, partying till it's gone, refinancing another home, then forgetting to put tenants in my homes and letting them sit there, and just, I lost everything. I remember the exact moment. I was 55 pounds overweight. I was driving. I had moved to a place called Kelowna to get away from my family and friends that cared about me, so I could really fully get into the drug addiction. I was driving to go buy like $7,000 worth of pills on some weird little adventure I was on. My lips were purple, my skin was super white, and I look in the mirror, a tear rolled, as I was driving, a tear rolled down my eyes. I remember I said, I'm going to die. Like, I felt numb on this side. I said, I'm going to either die or I'm going to have to save my own life here, because no one's going to do it for me. So I went to my parents, bawling my eyes out, and I just said, hey, I need your help. And they said, okay, this is serious. Let's take care of it. I got the best family in the world. Like, they're amazing. I'm super, super, super blessed. And, super fortunate. And we made a plan, and I said, give me 6 weeks to mentally prepare, and that's what worked for me. I mentally prepared every day, and it was the hardest thing I ever did, but I got through it. I just mentally, every day as I was doing the drugs, told myself that I was living in a trap and that I wanted to get my life back. I was just mentally preparing for it.
Okay.
It was the biggest fear of your life to get off that drug, because you know how sick you're going to get. So I had to build myself up. The toughest thing. No,
yeah.
We're talking like ass out, like grabbing on lying on the floor, screaming in a hospital, holding on to my dad's leg in a chair, kicking the wall, screaming, begging the doctors to kill me. Like, if they would have put me to sleep, like they can put a dog to sleep when the dog's ready to, I would have let them do it. There's no doubt in my mind that I needed the pain to stop. There's no words to describe how ill the pain is.